Good morning, Slicey Dicers. This is Bryan with another review for you. At least it's morning here. This is the day after Thanksgiving, so I apologize for my voice. The food and booze hangover is in full effect this morning, so I sound a bit crappy. Trust me, I feel worse. Today we're going to review the Benchmade 940-1702 Osborne, which is the REI exclusive version, which gave me an excuse to review it. I know there's a lot of 940 versions reviews out there, but not of this particular one. So yeah, gave me a good excuse, and it's a great knife. Why did I buy it? Well, when I first talked about making this channel, I asked a lot of guys, what should I get? If it's kind of benchmark blades, Benchmade, that's going to get confusing. But everyone suggested to the person, a 940 was always on the list. You got to have a 940. They're great knives. It's just a good thing to judge other stuff against. It's great. It's a great execution of the axis lock, which is one of the things that makes this one of the benchmark blades. The axis lock is awesome. Benchmade's known very well for it. And in my opinion, I think it works the best on the 940. Some people will say the Griptilians, it's the best application of it. I think it's on this, whether it's the balance of the blade or whatever. It's just awesome. How does it work? You pull it back like this, and on these very smooth washers, it just, like nothing. Like butter, you can just flick it all day. It is so much fun just to sit and play with, guys. Like, that's worth the extra money that these cost right there. And it's just like, screw your fidget spinner. This is a blast just to sit here and mess around with. Or you're sitting at your desk, sitting on your couch watching TV, frightening your friends that are over watching TV with you, or if you're sitting in your car making the cops look at you weird. No, it's so much fun. Love the axis lock. It is great. At Benchmade, it's also a Benchmade, so they're awesome. Like, their quality, it's going to be high quality, even if you don't like the design and stuff. They're pretty high quality. Some people have talked about their lately about their production standards not being great. I haven't found that. I've got like 3 of them. Yeah, the blade centering isn't perfect on this. I will say that. That's the thing everybody complains about. So yeah, but it's not bad. I haven't tried adjusting anything. I'm sure I could adjust that out in 2 seconds, but I just haven't. That doesn't bother me that much. That's the main complaint quality-wise, I guess, of Benchmade. People talk about the blade centering being inconsistent, and yeah, this is just a bit off. Not anything that's going to bother me. Another thing that Benchmade does great is their packaging, which you guys know I'm always talking about packaging. Some of you make fun of me about it, but yeah, their packaging is great too. I mean, that's a solid box. It's a good solid box. Then they put cool stuff inside, which is always good. Coolest thing they put inside by far is this little bag that says Benchmade on it. It kind of reminds me of like the Oakley sunglasses bag. I have an eye condition, so I have to wear sunglasses anytime I step outdoors. So I have quite a few pairs of Oakleys. And it's the same kind of thing. This little bag that you can use to clean, which I'm going to use now to clean this because it is dusty. So it's cool. It can be used as a cleaning cloth and also just to kind of store it in. You got your good foam padding around there. And it comes with some cool literature, which mostly just explains how to take care of it and about the limited lifetime warranty, which I have found is not that limited. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But they're awesome warranty, and your little tag, the axis lock thing. So yeah, cool packaging. Well done, Benchmade. These are not cheap knives. Let's start out with that. We're getting into the stats now. That's the first stat. This knife on REI.com, as I said, is the REI co-op exclusive, is $195. So it is not cheap. And kind of the kicker is there are cheaper versions of the 940 out that are almost exactly the same. So yeah, I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. I was going to say this for the conclusion, but I'll probably mention it again. Would I buy this REI version again? No, probably not, because it's $195, and for $170 you can get the exact same thing with black polished G10 and different color standoffs. So yeah, I wouldn't. But what makes this different is the colors. If you do love the colors, I guess it's not that much. It's $25. It's not that much. It's like, Meal at Applebee's, difference in price. It's not that crazy. I don't recommend Applebee's, but this is absolutely not an endorsement of Applebee's. But yeah, so it comes in this what they call green. It is greenish. I in the store under their particular lighting in my particular store, I thought it was honestly gray, but I am slightly colorblind. But it does come with these badass purple standoffs, which I love. I love purple, but I do completely accept that purple is a love it or hate it color. In my other business, we've released some stuff that was in purple. Everybody's like, why in the hell did you make that purple? So, but I love purple. So that's to each his own. The standard one is black polished G10, just like this, with your green standoffs, which I hate green. So I don't know, maybe I would buy it. Maybe I would pay $25 not to have that. But you can buy aftermarket standoffs for 940s. They've been making them forever. It's a popular knife. Whole lot of aftermarket stuff you can get for it. So you could probably buy the black one and then change the standoffs to whatever color you want and be about the same amount of money invested overall. Your overall length on this sucker is 7.9 inches, which is pretty long. But that's the only big dimension on it. Well, in the blade. The blade's 3.4 inches long. So that's a lot of blade for how small this is in your pocket. Very impressive. It is S30V steel, so nothing to complain about there. S30V is awesome. You can't complain about that. We have a pretty tall grind on this reverse Tonto blade. It's not quite the awesome slicer that like a Manix 2 or even a Paramilitary 2 is, but it's pretty good. I mean, I can still hack through some cardboard with this thing for sure. So, and this is a lightweight blade. It's not something that you can do a lot of heavy duty stuff on it, especially look at that tip. You could do some stupid stuff with that. Like, I wouldn't use it as a pry bar, but you can dig into some stuff with that. That's a beefy tip. That's very nice. That's very good. I do like that about it. You're looking at a 0.12 overall width, which is kind of right around the standard width for a lot of higher end blades, same as you get on like your Manix 2, about the same as you get on a Paramilitary 2. But it's not the full flat grind like that, because it is a narrower or a shorter blade, shorter vertically, blade. So got a nice little swedge on top. It looks great. I like the look of it. Really like the blade on it. The overall weight on this thing is something that I really love too. For getting that much blade, this thing only weighs, this particular one is 2.55 ounces on my scale. That is light as hell. That is super light. Was not expecting that when I got the 940. I didn't look, as somebody had said, get a 940, and I got one without doing a whole lot of research on the weight. I expected it to be a lot heavier than that. It is a great weight. Good job there. What other stats do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the handle length is 4.5 inches. So again, all these squares on this are 1 inch. So that's why I use this background. It gives good size reference. So you're looking at 4.5 inches in the handle length. So that's the only way this knife feels big, is that length, and it's really not a problem. Let's do some size comparisons with some other stuff, and then we're going to break down a little bit the different versions of the 940, give you some details on the differences in those. We got your Paramilitary 2, which is similar in overall length and blade length, but look at how much bigger your PM2 is, especially in your pocket. Let's fold these up and look. So, I mean, in your pocket, huge difference. That is tiny. I bet this can hide behind it. Yeah, I mean, totally hide behind it. You can't even see that it's there. And let's compare it to another. This is another knife that I carry in a similar kind of way lately. Your Kershaw Almar AM4 collaboration. Great knife, but I do have to say I went to Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, and I was going to take this or this, and I wound up grabbing that. And I wish I hadn't have, only because this is a pretty expensive knife, and I got there and mentioned to one of my buddies that I do this knife review channel now, and he said, "Oh, what are you carrying?" And I had that, and it's cool, but it's not super impressive. I mean, he liked it because he's a knife nerd, but I didn't know he was a knife nerd. And then he pulls out like a Sleech Bowie Spyderco, which is like, oh my god, that's awesome. Another guy, he goes, oh yeah, Bob likes knives too, and he pulls out like a Kershaw carbon fiber, Kershaw Emerson, the carbon and stuff. I don't remember the model number. I was like, I got totally out knifed. So luckily we're friends. We weren't gonna fight, but yeah, I wish I had this. Would have been a little more street cred. Anywho, I digress. It was a traumatic experience, and I had to talk about it. One more size comparison here. We'll look at, just for tradition's sake, your Delica 4. Yeah, so this is shorter blade. This is like, your 3-inch blade, 3.4-inch blade. But again, look at the width of them, the height of them, I guess you should say. Look at that. Yeah. And your overall handle thickness too is very thin on this, 0.44 inches. It's a little wider than a Delica 4, but still very, very thin. Very tiny knife in your pocket. It's pretty amazing. Now let's talk about the ergonomics a little bit. They're pretty good. When I first opened the box and saw how narrow this was, I thought, this might not be that comfortable. It seemed a lot smaller than I expected, but it isn't. It's very comfortable in my hand. It's good. I really like it. We have some jimping up there. None on the blade, which I wish it kind of did. No, it's got a sharpening choil, but no real way to choke up. I guess that would be nice if I have one ergonomic flaw with it on a long blade like this, but that would make it super thin, and it would have to change the whole thing, and yeah, I get why. But yeah, very comfortable in the hand and amazingly comfortable in your pocket. I think that's one of the main things about the 940 that people don't talk about enough is, man, it just disappears in your pocket. It's narrow. In this particular version, in the polished G10, it's very easy to slide in and out of your pocket. It is the G10 is very polished. It is a bit slickery, but it makes it easy going in and out of the pocket for sure. The standard Benchmade clip, you don't have much sticking out there. Not much. And it's a Benchmade, so you can just call them and ask nicely, and they will send you a deep carry pocket clip for it. I've done that. I've got one on the way here, but they warned me already that a lot of people are doing that right now, so it's going to be probably Christmas time almost before I get it, but they're back ordered right now, so just so you guys know, if you ask for one, it's going to be a minute. But yeah, let's talk about like a brief kind of conclusion let's do some cutting demonstration first. We have to. I already said it's good, and you should trust me. But this is cardboard. Goes right through it. Very easy. Again, not as great as the Manix 2, but pretty good. Pretty damn good. Standard paper cutting. And this is the out-of-the-box sharpness. Not doing this very well today. Let's go back over to this side. There we go. Look at that. Just like butter. I wish you guys could feel how little pressure I'm putting on that. Just almost nothing. Great slicer, and as far as that, like, there's better, but it's pretty damn good. And I think the blade's a bit more versatile on this than it is on something like a Manix 2 or whatever. I mean, this is good for, it's a little shorter, so it's a little easier for fine stuff. It doesn't have that big leaf shape. If you're out camping, you're gonna be, digging into wood and stuff like that. The tip's a lot beefier. So it looks very elegant and dainty, but it is not a dainty blade. It's pretty strong. Let's get back into the different versions of this and why I love this knife, but I wouldn't buy this one again. So as I said, this is $195 from REI. For 170, you get black with green standoffs, and yeah, $25 cheaper. There's the what's the standard one that is aluminum handles with the fully enclosed back. That is a little, like half an ounce heavier. At this point, you're not going to notice half an ounce. Once things get this light, it's not that big of a difference. All of them have the same exact S30V awesome blade. All of them have the same awesome access lock. And the aluminum version is 183. And I don't think the aluminum one's as comfortable. After I got this, I did get to handle somebody else's aluminum version, and I think this is the most comfortable version. So I would recommend buy an Osborne buy a 940. They're awesome. Don't buy this one. I love you, REI, but I wouldn't buy this one. Again, I had special circumstances. I'd buy the $170 black polished G10 with the green standoffs if I had to do it again. But it is amazing. It is everything that everyone said it was going to be. It's just, I thank God I didn't pay full retail out of pocket for this thing. But I love it. It is amazing. I'm so glad I have it. The action is so smooth that it has kind of ruined me for other knives sometimes. You'll hear me whine about the action a lot. It's partly because I have a 940 and I know what really, really perfect is like. And so, but that's why I got it. That's what it's here for. It's here to ruin me, and it's done so. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Love the 940. Don't buy the REI version. Unless you just really love purple, which, if that's the case, good on you. Oh, let's talk about one more thing about Benchmade. Since this is the first Benchmade review I've done, this is kind of a tag on at the end. That doesn't apply just this. It applies to all Benchmades. Their warranty program is amazing, guys. I have abused it and never had a problem. I mean, I got the clips, like I said. I got a couple of them coming. I called and asked for screws for an old 9050 reflex automatic that was military issue only. They're sending them to me free of charge, no questions asked. I damaged a blade on another Benchmade that I don't have anymore, and called up and was completely honest that it was I messed it up. I was doing stupid stuff, and okay, send it back. If we can sharpen it up and fix it that way, it'll be free. If we have to replace the blade, it was like $40. That's crazy cheap. Sent it to them, had it back in 10 days for no charge. They got it fixed because they're better at sharpening than I am, and they like gave them the whole knife a full spa treatment, and it was all completely cleaned out and great. And they're so good, like you don't even have to lie to them. Which, sometimes you call warranty stuff, not just on knives, on all kinds of things, and you want to be like, I don't know what happened. I was, like, on bicycle stuff. I was just riding along, is what we call it. I'm just riding along, and my front wheel folded in half. I totally was not jumping off a curb saying, hey, y'all, watch this. But you don't have to even lie to Benchmade. You can just call them and be like, I'm an idiot, and I was doing something really dumb, and I broke my knife. And if they charge you, it's going to be extremely reasonable. So, great company. I know some people knock Benchmade for, like I said, the centering issues lately, and this has a tick of that. It's not bad, though. I'm not that much of a snob on it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect how the knife works one tiny bit. And if I sent it back to them and complained, they would fix it. They would fix it, absolutely. I could probably fix it by adjusting the screw. I haven't even touched it. I'm sure they'd fix it instantly with no questions asked. I'd have it back in 10 days, but it's not worth enough for me to bother with. But awesome company. So that's my little Benchmade commercial here at the end that I didn't intend for it to become that. But yeah, conclusion again, just to reiterate, buy a 940. Don't buy the REI one. I've been Bryan. Have a good day. Hope you guys enjoyed your holiday, and we'll enjoy the one coming up. Talk to you later, guys.